Fighting continues in Ukraine, so does the struggle for millions to escape.
A steady flow of refugees just continues to cross the border, most traveling to Poland. President Biden will make the trip there as well, following his emergency summit with NATO leaders in Brussels today.
Jay Gray has been on the ground in Poland for about a month now and joins us live this morning from Warsaw. Jay, what are you seeing this morning?
Dave, Maureen, we are inside the Warsaw main train station, and
Is it a line?
what you see are pockets of people who are escaping the violence in their homeland, Ukraine. And what they are doing here is taking a seat, charging a phone, which is something many desperately need. Across the way, many getting some rest, trying to sleep for a couple of hours. But because space is running out here, you also see this line at the ticket counter, many trying to figure out where they're going to go next.
The toll from a full month of war stretches across so much of Ukraine right now. Cities and lives torn apart by Russian bombs and missiles, hitting civilian targets, including hospitals, shopping malls, apartments, and homes, leaving more than 10 million without a place to live or the necessities to survive.
We don't have food, we don't have electricity, we don't have water, warm, I don't know, in the houses. So it's terrible for now.
More than 3.5 million have escaped across the border, most traveling to Poland. Warsaw taking on more than any other city.
We have accepted 300,000 people in Warsaw alone, which means that the population of our city has increased by almost 20% in a matter of 3 weeks.
Refugees receiving free education and health care, that support stretching city services to their limits.
We cannot improvise anymore. At a peak, a week ago, I had to call other mayors of Polish and European cities in the middle of the night to ask them to help us out.
A plea Warsaw's mayor will share with President Biden during his visit Friday.
We need American help in dealing with refugees, some relocation, financial help.
With a second wave, millions of refugees already rushing toward the border.
Yeah, and look, many believe by this weekend we'll start to see a lot more people crossing the border. Unfortunately, it looks like for most they'll have to go certainly much further than Warsaw from their home, and many likely outside of Poland, Dave. It's just becoming a tough go for so many.
Yeah, wow. Jay, you're right about that. Question for you here this morning. The White House has already talked about providing more opportunities for Ukrainian refugees to relocate to the U.S. What more do we know about that?
Yeah, Dave, essentially what they're saying is that they want to open things up a bit, allow those who have relatives in the U.S. to get into the U.S. and be with those relatives more easily and kind of cut down on the paperwork, but also provide some space for what they determine as the most vulnerable in the war zone to get out as well. They could announce further details by the end of this week, maybe on this presidential trip.